Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back to Alchemy Gaming. Um, Stanley Parable 4. Return to, the Stanley Parable 4. No more fire. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, yeah. Alright, no more fire. Fantastic. We got a few more bucket options that I'm going to do. And then I might need to actually do some looking to see if there's anything else that I can do. I feel like there is at least something that can be done. And I don't know how exactly to do it. So we'll see when we get to it. I have an idea, but I've not figured out how to do it yet. So we'll just have to see. I don't know.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like work, I just hate my boss. I don't think she hates, but I would still love to get that from my wife.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all?
Not according to the recent things I've done with it.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
Alright, so we got a few more things in the shipping dock that need to be done. So that's what we're going to do.
Correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Well, you say it like that, but I think it's funny that he's like, no, it's not a good room at all. It's like, well, you can't stay in the break room forever. It's just for breaks. Alright, so last time we pulled the plug on the phone. And we're going to just answer the phone with the bucket this time and see what we get.
There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking.
And then we'll check out those
routes, of course, because
again.
Buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious.
Stanley just ignored it and kept moving on, like he usually does.
Spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Absolutely. Always obey the bucket. The bucket knows best.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Yes, of course.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
All right.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Well, that does sound nice. All right. Wow, teleportation even. What a nice phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley.
Why has it got to be a sad
bucket.
story?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh no. We're a broken human. Ring the bell. What a nice buzzer. I actually like those kind of doorbells. It's just a buzz. It's very subtle. It's not disturbing. I played the demo. I wish we could play the demo on here. The demo is great. Okay. Well, this is actually a charming little apartment. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming there's a bedroom and a bathroom in here. This is actually pretty nice. This is fine. There's that bucket. Stanley, you actually got a cute little, it's simple, but it works. Good TV. Hi, bucket. Yeah.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing, the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, it looks like they took that off. I mean, that makes sense. Oh, but Bucket, I trusted you. I believed you. I thought this was us together. Bucket, please. You have to be real.
I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
It's funny that we're going to do this one, but there's still like 2 more things I can do with the bucket. So, gonna keep picking up the bucket. Go, yeah, just always have that bucket.
Stanley, can you hear me?
What?
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
Well, that's not
it.
bad.
It doesn't do anything else.
I mean, that's useful at least. Don't listen to the loud man. Alright, back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he
Interesting
took orders
color.
from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
It's a really nice bucket. Don't you talk about him like that.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty
It's very
bucket,
sad.
This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
See, it's a really nice bucket. Why are we working when it's this dark? We shouldn't be working at this time of night. Hey, come on. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Bucket.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that
Oh
it
God,
doesn't
he's
quite
gonna
look
steal
like
my
your
bucket.
average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
Yeah,
Like
here.
it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
It's very dim.
Oh my God.
You've always got my
I'm
back
saying
bucket.
Better at
We're just
carrying water
trapped.
from
We're
room
just
to
getting
room.
into
The
smaller and
bucket,
smaller
it's
areas.
literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point
So
out
much
the ways
more.
in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It is my property. It is so much more. Press A to go home to work to home to work to home. Oh God.
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No,
Me too. You stay
What's
away.
going on? Why do
You
I
s-
want to be
no.
with the bucket? Hear
No.
what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong
I
with me?
don't,
I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
Don't do
The
the.
bucket could tell me what to do in this
The
troublesome situation.
Let me out. What is that? A reflection? Just an interesting window. This is too much. Too much. Okay, come here, bucket.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
not touch
I
my
need it.
bucket.
Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll.
Okay. Go back to work, Stanley. The bucket tells you so. Okay. Well, that was fun. Oh, I'm really curious how many more things there are to do in this. Like, we've found so many random experiences. It's wild. It is funny that adding the bucket
his
has added
co-workers were
a stupid level of additional
Stanley
endings.
decided
Like,
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a...
As Stanley
There's-
lifted
there's
his
way
bucket,
more.
He felt a connection to all buckets everywhere.
all buckets
This adventure,
everywhere,
he
huh?
decided, was for all.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place
Okay,
to
let's
be.
stop talking
And
about
here
the
it
bucket.
was.
I know I'm
Had the
bringing the
bucket turned
bucket,
out to
but
be correct?
we can stop
No,
talking about the
never
bucket
mind.
for a little
The
bit.
bucket was wrong.
I know what the
Stanley took
bucket
the
is
door on his
doing.
left to go
It is
back
not
to the
controlling my
meeting
thoughts. I am the master of my
No,
own bucket
Said the
future.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good.
Guess what? I am gonna go somewhere
Now
else.
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
There's not.
Stanley did not question why or
I
how.
will
this
not
bucket
have
was
romantic feelings for this
It
bucket.
should have alarmed him, of
I
course.
will
because
continue on my
buckets are
adventure.
wrong. But Stanley
The
chose
bucket
not
does
to
not
think about
actually
his
care about
obvious
me.
fact. He
I
was
know
firmly
better.
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Oh, did he? Is this what the bucket asked me to do? The bucket told me to go up. I chose not to. Bucket can't tell me what to do. I mean, it did. It does. It's fine. Alright, let's see what we got here.
No, stop.
Oh.
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
What?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Oh.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Well, I'm also breaking this rule.
A lot about your behavior up to this point, which, if
I
that's
know what a
true,
bucket
well,
is.
My goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Oh, shoot.
So
I guess I
much
have
of
to
the impact
take an
of the
emergency
story is
bucket
dependent
class.
on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay. I guess we're gonna determine what is a bucket. Oh, shoot. Is this
Now
a bucket?
then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Oh, boy.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
What an interesting
Okay, let's
room.
begin.
A lot of people going to be observing me, determining if things are a bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
This is a bucket.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual
You
bucket.
clever bastard.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I don't think so.
Correct.
Oh.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
You're right, that
bucket.
does not count. Okay, I'm getting pretty good at this.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
This one might be a bucket.
Correct.
I got
It
it.
is a bucket.
What a good. I wonder if you play through and get them all right, it gives you like a bonus. Oh shit!
4. Is this a bucket?
Sure doesn't look like it.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
Wow,
Thank you for not making
you
me
think
look
that
like an
low of
idiot.
me, huh?
Okay, next one.
You just really don't really trust me for anything, huh?
Is
that's,
this a bucket?
that's another tractor.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What? Sir. Sir.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question.
What?
Both. Gotcha.
Why? How? Explain.
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let
What
me
about
see. It
mine?
should be around here somewhere.
Don't. You can't take mine.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait,
is
when
true.
I say nothing
I think I did pretty
isn't a
good.
bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think?
Everything
Answer me
is a
straight,
bucket.
Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Could be. Everything
You know what?
is a bucket.
I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Clearly,
What
I
is
have
a
too.
Bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us
Hmm.
know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
You are
I'm losing myself, and myself was
a
all
bucket.
I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Oh no.
Here we go.
No. No. No.
What happened? Is everything good? Why did
Everything
everything
is a
disappear?
bucket.
Wait, was everything a bucket?
Everything was a
Every single
bucket.
thing in the game was a bucket. God, I had no idea.
It would be really great if someone went into the files
I'm not
and
a
every
bucket,
file
I'm
was
And
named
you,
bucket,
Stanley,
even if
you're
it
still
wasn't a
here.
bucket.
You're
That
not
would
a
be,
bucket
or just
either.
everything is like
No, this is
Stanley
wonderful.
character bucket,
We're not buckets.
Stanley statue
I actually
bucket,
feel much
chair
more at ease
bucket.
right
Like,
now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
it'd be a lot of extra work, but I believe that they would try it.
Got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything. We'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Oh, thank goodness.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows
That
what
may be
information
overwhelming
might
for
do
them.
to a person. All right, here we go.
Great, more buckets. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what else there is to do in the Stanley Parable. I feel like I've accomplished every goal that I could easily determine. So I'm gonna just I don't want to do this, but I feel like Wikipedia might have to be the next thing. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Okay, so I've discovered something. We're gonna see how well it
All of his
works.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It's gonna
Stanley
require
decided to go to
a couple
the meeting
steps.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know how you were supposed to figure this out. But we have to reset in between them. So we're going to try this. We're going to see what we can do. Apparently, if you activate these various inputs in the game, it will
All
do
of his co-workers were gone.
a thing.
What could it mean?
So we're going to
Stanley
see
decided to go to the meeting
what
room.
the thing
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
is. Great.
Into a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
I wish they had
office.
made it so that, like, when he is talking, like, it will always be just fast enough. Okay, great. We did a thing. Start again. I swear I'm getting the sniffles from this baby. Oh, so gross. I apologize.
Someone was following Stanley. He
What?
was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
That seems a little suspicious. And now for the grand finale. We did it. How grand. I'm not sure what this does. Pretty sure I've done this before, but I had to Google it. Welcome to heaven, child. It's just buttons for me to push. Oh. This is glorious. They're just saying buttons. I have so many options. So many buttons to push. Now my question is, when I push all of these, will they reset at some point? Or will it? Can I push all of them and then they all reset at once? That's what I really want. Oh no, they're just resetting. Well, this is really nice, but I'm not gonna stay here forever, and we're gonna do the bucket challenge. Same thing, just with the bucket. I don't know if I need the bucket for every single one, but I guess we'll find out.
Quite a pleasant amount of bumpscosity we've got today, wouldn't you say? Very enjoyable.
I did put the bumpscosity at a good level.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Okay. This isn't on. Okay. Well, I guess I'll do something different. Oh, I got a thing. So, one thing we can do
Stanley clutched
is
the bucket tightly to his chest.
there's a
This was not the
there's a
correct
task
part
we
of
can
the meeting
do
room.
over here.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was.
We'll do
Had
this.
the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The
Bucket was wrong. Okay,
Stanley took the
so
door
we
in his
did
left
do
to
the
go back
fall
to the
off the
meeting
edge thing. But here's the thing.
No,
We can do
Said
something a little
bucket.
different.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
We're
go
gonna
to
trust
the
this
cargo
bucket,
lift.
but actually
Well,
we don't
look who's
trust the
got
bucket.
cold feet. Well, from
no.
here, it looks like the only way forward is down.
What?
Since the lift won't be coming back, but that's
no.
okay. You've got a bucket.
I've
Did you
got
know
a
that
bucket.
buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices?
I think
It's
you're
true.
lying.
You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive. I'm serious, Stanley. Jump. Jump with the bucket. I promise you'll live. I extra double promise that you can land on the bucket and not die.
I would love to exit through that exit. I guess I have to trust you.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
What a silly situation. And of course we can do that without the bucket as well. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll just skip ahead to do that real quick. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just skip ahead real quick.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
I mean, there's...
You know what?
No,
Looking
there's
at
no
it
coffee
now,
there.
It's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like if I did this and then jumped off of this, maybe we'd...
Whoops.
Or not.
Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Well, we tried our best. Okay, now we're going to try and do that other thing again. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I'll try a speed run. Well, we failed the speed run, but guess what? We've discovered another option that we can do. So we're going to do that now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Let's
Why did
see.
he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
You're right, it wouldn't. But I do have more questions, so we're going to just do that.
Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
How?
Why did
What a
Stanley
silly thing.
do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
So, yeah, I would have never thought to just turn around and go back up. Especially when it includes a loading screen, which is a little annoying, but, I mean, I guess we are doing this, so... I don't know.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly
Can't
the
get
way
out,
it was
okay.
before you got onto the elevator.
Can't play the
it's
piano.
still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Wonder if pressing the button, putting in the correct don't know why I can't remember 2845, but I just every time. Well, I guess I don't need it again. But I believe I did just get the 8 achievement, so that's something. Okay, well, I guess we'll go back down. If there's nothing for us here, then we'll just go back down.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again.
Well, I couldn't
Ladies
find
and
anything else to do.
gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Now, how many times do I have to do this for him to get mad at me? Could get off.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
You're making fun of me, aren't you? Yeah, you're definitely making fun of me. Alright, let's see what we got. There might be some clues, gang. What?
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
I love how
absolutely
stupidly
changes
tall the
everything for me.
ceilings are in this.
Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Whoa. We frustrated him so much that he just has to take a break.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Oh, okay. Now imagine this with the graphics of Half-Life Alyx where the water really moves correctly.
All right.
Well, I guess
I
it's
have
coffee.
fully come to terms with it.
Oh, okay.
I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
Tell
As
me.
before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
See? You know what's important. There's a briefcase. I mean, there could be something. This is a really nice thing. Can you imagine being called up to your boss's office and you sit in a nice leather couch with like a table in front of it like this? Wouldn't that just be great? No, because that would mean your boss has so much money that he does stupid shit. Okay, well that appears to be the only thing I can interact with, so I guess I could go back down. What do you think, narrator? Should I go back down? Didn't open up any secret entrances. Nope, we're just gonna go back down. Okay. I think we got it this time.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator.
Yep.
How did I not anticipate it?
Well, there are no
sure,
other
now
options.
It's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Now, the funny thing is, we can do this again, just with the bucket. Yeah, I'm still not feeling safe about this. We're going back up. Curious how many times we have to go up and down before... Oh, we just got it. It's not even gonna taunt me this time. Just tired of my crap.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Sure, yeah.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know,
This is
Stanley,
great.
it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big,
cool.
explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension?
Pretty far up,
Where's
huh?
the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters?
Yeah.
Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate,
Guess I
and
just
then
gotta
to
keep going like
marvel at the
this.
eventual reveal?
That's fine.
This
That's what I
is
wanted.
storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
Absolutely.
And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all
What's
the
that?
time, and we all know it.
that-
Which is why
what is
we're
that?
so starved for content that makes
more
us feel
stuff?
sharp and
I
vital.
feel like we're moving a
and
little
alive.
faster now.
That's why people
That's-
like you
that's
so
a
much,
neat
Stanley.
little area there.
Because you're not afraid to spit in the face
This doesn't
of
appear to be
tradition. You're
ending.
a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which
Yeah,
is why,
sure.
though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that
What?
you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life.
Oh.
Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially
Yeah, I'm
mean
ugly.
a lot to
How
the
dare
people
you.
who have been following you from
Surprising
the
an
beginning.
ugly
They
person
really
with
look up to you,
expectations.
Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good,
okay.
we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding this conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Cool. World's healthiest human being. We did it. The pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. I would love to be that pictured guy. Lovely red carpet. I feel like we're really world peace baby. Not my baby.
Yes, here it is, just through this door.
Stanley on stage. Okay. The world's first sentient machine. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Oh dear. Alexander the Great.
All right, are you ready? I've told them
Almonds,
you're
chair,
going to speak
gum,
a little
table,
bit about
nut
the
bar.
nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Thanks for showing cool skateboard tricks. Okay. Cute little golf thing. Well, this is just such a nice welcome. Up again, down again, the Stanley story. The dude who came up with pizza. Feature keynote speaker, the Lord meet and greet. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wow. I feel so appreciated. Little keynote, apparently. So much. It's overwhelming. I can't handle it. Can't handle the pressure. Okay. I might have like a few more endings, I guess. But I'm so tired. And the baby's starting to move. I don't know. Okay. So apparently we need like a randomized ending at this point.
All of his co-workers.
So we're gonna just keep resetting until we get the right one. Ah, here it is.
Now
this, Stanley thought to himself, this is a bucket.
It is a bucket.
And indeed it was.
Hey Stanley, it's me. Just calling to let you know that you left your bucket at home. Silly. It's okay. I'm off to pick up groceries soon, so I could swing by your work and drop the bucket off at... Oh, wait a minute. This isn't your bucket. Wait, whose bucket is this?
What?
Well, if it doesn't belong to anyone else, I guess I could just, keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really like to hang out with this bucket for a while. Oh, sorry, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, have a nice day at work. I'll be here at home with my bucket. Bye, Stanley.
Cool. Thanks. Alright, we're going to heaven with the bucket now. Whoa. Bucket heaven doesn't look as nice as... Am I moving? It's definitely not as nice as button heaven. I seem to be moving, kind of. But I don't seem to be getting closer to anything. I guess heaven is infinitely walking with a bucket. Okay, well, we probably just have to reset like the last heaven one, so... Alright, we're gonna do the last one that I, know of, which is the, which I believe is simply the elevator, but with the bucket, so...
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel safe in the elevator.
Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, 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 I love that bucket.
We'll skip ahead to the
Stanley
elevator.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I still swear there was a thing where these doors opened. And I must be crazy. It was like these doors closed, but if you got back in time, you turn around and these doors would be open. But I must be completely
Stepping
wrong.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The bucket
was
does
the
know.
bucket guiding him? Yes.
Maybe next time,
This
if
is
I try to
certainly the
speedrun
most
this, I'll just
logical
pick up the bucket.
explanation.
Alright, time to do a little of this, but with the bucket this time. Oh boy, it's bucket time. And then I think I've done
The elevator raced
basically
down,
everything.
plummeting
So,
towards an unknown fate.
I don't know.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
I'm not too worried about
Soothing
it.
him, comforting him.
Now, if I find
reassuring that in
anything
this
different,
darkest moment
I'll
of
just tell you
uncertainty,
guys about
he
it.
would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Sure will. Let's go back up. Show
Wait,
off the
Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The
Sure.
bucket said nothing.
Yeah, we can do that. You can press 3 again. I did find out that there is an ending with the baby game where the baby is like crawling towards the fire. And if you do actually play for 4 hours, it does give you an ending. We're not going to do that.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button.
Okay.
He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Doesn't appear to be
Well,
doing anything,
he
Stanley.
said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
I feel like I've
This was a
disappointed the
shock to
bucket.
Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
Well, maybe the bucket
Once
likes the
Stanley
number
had
4.
had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay. Well, the bucket seems bored. We should probably get back on the elevator. Yeah. Bucket
Perhaps
knows
the
what it's
bucket
doing.
had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Well, maybe we'll just have to go back up and hit the number 3 again. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just something we need to do. I don't know. I don't think I pressed 3 enough.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much
Number 12
together,
looks like
and I
you.
just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
That feels like it's farther. It's always like that. Wouldn't it be funny if we could just fall through that? Okay.
Here we go,
Let's try it
said
again.
Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3
Truth
like a
and
fine
passion.
artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind.
Oh, boy.
Anything to let him know.
Poor guy.
that
He's
the
really
bucket
trying to make the
appreciated
bucket
what he was
understand.
doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence.
I'm disappointed in the
Crushed by a
bucket.
wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Alright. Fine. We'll go back to the elevator. It's not like it matters.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to
Maybe because
ruminate
Stanley
the
is
whole way
losing
down
his
the
mind.
elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Just don't feel right. Back up we go. Yeah.
Said Stanley, I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive
We'll really
when
try on
pressing
this one.
it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Oh.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference.
It'd be funny if
building
all the
excitement
posters had
around it, developing and rehearsing
the bucket
it until it couldn't be
instead.
refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
I'm gonna give you a speech about the number 3. You'll understand. I'll make
This
you
was
understand.
One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity
You
to
have to
share
know,
a true
Bucket. I'm doing this
connection
for
with a
you.
loved one.
3 again. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Bucket. I promise. You will understand. You have
There was
to.
no one here.
Oh. What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to
What?
hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously.
What a disappointing
There
way
would
to
be
end.
no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less,
How
neither wishing
disappointing.
to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit.
How
Only a
disappointing.
silence that consumed the space between friends. Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was
Threw it
cast
all
back
away for the number
into
3.
the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
I really thought I had it. Okay. I think that's it. I don't think I can do any more. I think we are officially at an end to this. We're finally there. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed these variety of Stanley experiences. I hope you
Wait,
like.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Surely you were. Yeah.
One man,
It's
one
just
bucket, one chance to
you know,
seize their
things are-
destiny together.
things are different sometimes. I don't know. I'm tired now. But I've enjoyed playing through the Stanley Parable. It's funny that the first time when I played this, way back at the beginning of my channel, I only got through 2 episodes and maybe like, I don't know, between 6 and 8 endings. And this one I got like 35 different endings. I don't know. It's amazing how much they've added to this. And new content. Why is it backwards? But yeah, this was the Stanley
You see,
Parable
Stanley,
Deluxe,
I've been
and
reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly
I thought it was
disappointing
great,
this
and I hope you guys
ultra-deluxe
did too.
version has turned out to be. The
I
original
don't know what I'm going to be
Stanley
doing
was
with
a
games at
and
this
any
point.
new content for it should live up to that legacy.
While
So
recording
forget
this, I have a few
ultra-deluxe
things recorded and
nonsense.
ready,
I say we
or
take
at
it
least
one step
have ideas for
a little
things.
further.
But I don't
Which is
know.
why
We're gonna
I'm
see.
very proud to announce for the first time ever,
But you guys should check out my other videos and whatnot, and just, you know, continue being awesome. Love you guys supporting
Yes,
me.
you
I really
see,
appreciate it.
Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor
yeah,
additions?
thank y'all for
Think
watching.
Of all the new territory
I'll
we'll
see you
cover
guys next
with a
time.
fully fledged sequel, an
Bye.
entirely new experience built from the ground up.